Are you wondering if your marketing dollars are just disappearing? Are they actually working, or are they just going down the drain? I will show you the one number that you need to know to ensure your business is profitable and how to stop wasting marketing money today. This is the secret to creating more profit and effectively scaling your business. Stick with me and you'll be making smarter marketing decisions guaranteed. Today I'm talking about something every business owner needs to understand: customer acquisition cost, or CAC. Simply put, CAC is how much you spend on average to get one new customer. Now, why does this matter? Knowing your CAC is like having a financial GPS for your business. It tells you if you're making smart marketing investments. If your CAC is higher than what a customer spends with you over the lifetime of that relationship, which is your customer lifetime value, or what we call CLTV, then you're losing money. And without knowing your CAC, you're flying blind, and that's dangerous for your business. But before I get into the heart of CAC and how to calculate that, along with customer acquisition costs, along with CLTV, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Toby Danilchuk with 39 Celsius Web Marketing Consulting. I've been actively involved with digital marketing for more than 20 years and have helped hundreds of clients with their digital marketing needs. So if you need help with growing leads for your business or growing your sales through digital marketing, call me now at 951-444-0174 or just email me now at toby@39celsius.com. Okay, back to the content. So how do you calculate CAC, or customer acquisition cost? The basic formula is fairly straightforward: total marketing and sales spend divided by the number of new customers. But here's the crucial part. It's not just your ad spend, right? You need to include everything related to getting new customers. That means all marketing and sales salaries and expenses. They are a big part of your cost. Paid advertising costs, that's what you spend on ads like Google, Facebook, SEO. Marketing and sales expenses include design, content creation, software, travel, and any tools you use. And consulting fees, if you hire consultants for marketing or sales, include those fees as well. What not to include? Returning customer purchases and costs not directly related to acquiring those new customers. Make sense? Got it? Let's look at some examples. Example one, suppose you spend $10,000 on Facebook ads, $5,000 on a marketing consultant, and pay your sales team $20,000. If you get 100 new customers, your cost to acquire those customers works out to be about $350 each. Example two, you spend $150,000 on employee salaries, $20,000 on marketing tools, $25,000 on paid advertising, $10,000 on travel, and $5,000 on consultants. If you acquire 1,500 new customers, your cost to acquire those customers works out to be about $140 each. Now let's talk about customer lifetime value, also known as CLTV. That's how much a customer spends with you over the entire relationship with your business. Many owners and managers can forget to account for this, which can lead to less effective marketing tactics. And here's why. Here's an example of how knowing your CLTV can help you develop a competitive marketing advantage. We have a client in retail beauty services that offers a standard intro rate for their service of $79. Now, on that one sale, the business's gross profit after paying labor was $29. The breakdown was this: $40 in labor and the customer acquisition cost of $10 through running Google ads. So the total gross profit was $29. So they paid their employee, paid for the cost to acquire the customer through marketing, and had cash flow left over of $29. However, this was a very competitive niche in their local market. As the market matured, lead volume plummeted at the intro price. So she ran a limited time offer, also known as an LTO, of $39 for a service versus $79, which is what she was usually running. She ran this for 1 month and promoted it aggressively via Google ads and Facebook ads. At first glance, this offer seems crazy. Perhaps like she was losing money. She now collected $39 in sales, paid her employee $40 to service the customer, and $10 was to acquire the customer in the first place through Google and Facebook ads, so total gross profit was -$11. Yikes. However, the customer lifetime value was on average $1,200, and approximately 40% of the people that came in for the intro offer of $39 stayed a customer long enough to generate $1,200 in total sales per customer lifetime value. Now, I generally do not recommend ever running a promotion that generates negative cash flow like this, but in this case it worked out based on the CLTV. That's why knowing your CLTV is so essential. But here's the golden rule: your CLTV must be higher than your CAC, or you will likely be in a negative cash flow situation. Ideally, your CLTV is much higher, like our client. If your customer acquisition cost is $100 and your customer lifetime lifetime value is only 50, you're losing $50 every time you get a new customer. That's not a business, that's a money pit. Aim for a CLTV that's 3x or more of your CAC for a healthy business. Build a simple spreadsheet to understand how CAC and CLTV affect your success. You can build something like this. And this is just an example, right? Sales or revenue of $80 per customer. Then labor or the cost to fulfill that sale is $40, so we have $40 in gross profit. Then CAC or the cost to acquire new customers $10, which we know from setting up our lead tracking from Google Ads or Facebook ads. So total cash flow after paying the employee and paying for the lead via marketing is $30. Not bad. Now, that example was just for one customer. Let's look at an example on a monthly basis. Let's say we spend $2,000 per month on Google Ads. Our cost per lead is $10, which we know from tracking our leads, and we have a total of 200 leads. Now, because this is retail beauty services, let's assume 90% of these people make the appointment and show up, which gives us 180 total customers, and at $80 per customer, that yields $13,500 in total sales on $2,000 in ad spend. That's not an unrealistic scenario when you have everything set up correctly. Now, labor to fulfill those sales is 50%, and thus we end up with gross profit is just below $7,000. Now let's incorporate our CAC, or cost to acquire a customer now in this case. The total spend of $2,000 divided by 180 total customers. So our cost to acquire customers is $2,000 divided by 180, which is $11. And our income or cash before expenses like rent, utilities, insurance is $47.50. Not bad. We paid for our marketing, we paid our employees, and we have cash left over to pay our other expenses. But then we know that 40% of those 180 customers, so 72 people, go on to be long-term customers that have a CLTV, or customer lifetime value, of $1,200, which means 72 times $1,200 gives us an approximate total value over $86,000. Once you know your CAC and CLTV, you can run more effective marketing, and at the end of the day, maximize your profit by managing your marketing more effectively. So what happens to your customer acquisition cost as you try to grow your business? Ideally, your CAC should stay the same or even decrease as you scale. If your CAC skyrockets, it means your marketing is becoming less efficient and it will be harder to grow profitably. Track your CAC over time to see if your marketing is scaling effectively. Each niche or market behaves differently regarding how the CAC changes with increases in marketing spend. So what can you do right now? First, track everything. Use a spreadsheet or simple software to track your marketing and sales spending and your new customer numbers. Second, analyze your data. Look at your CAC regularly. Which marketing channels are giving you the best return? Third, optimize your spending. Cut spending on channels with a high CAC and invest more in the ones that produce more profit. That is where the customer acquisition cost is lower. And finally, focus on your customer lifetime value, CLTV. This is essential. Find ways to increase how much your customers spend with you over the lifetime, like better products, add-ons, better service, or loyalty programs, and increase customer retention and longevity. And don't forget about operational effectiveness as well. Marketing generally leaves off at the phone call or lead form, but if you're slow to follow up or your follow-up process is not as effective as it could be, your CAC is going to be higher, which is not the fault of marketing, but instead an issue with operations and training. Operations and marketing go hand in hand. So that's it. Start tracking your customer acquisition costs. If you're running Google Ads or Facebook ads, make sure you have your digital plumbing in place, as this will help you close the loop on exactly what your cost is to acquire a new customer. But if you'd like more help with your digital marketing, reach out to me now. Call 951-444-0174 or email me at toby@39celsius.com. We have more than 20 years of digital marketing experience working with clients nationwide. And a reminder that if you found any of this valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more marketing tips and tactics to grow your business. And until next time, we'll see you online.